So, hello and welcome to my podcast, Conversations with David. I am your host, David Owasi, and on this podcast, we're talking to professionals and entrepreneurs across the country. We're learning about what keeps them passionate, what keeps them going, and also we're talking about lessons learned along the way. Now, I'm here with someone I have huge respect and admiration for, my good friend, Zach Johnson, and I'm very excited about our chat today. Why don't you introduce yourself, Zach?
I'm Zach Johnson. I have a history of kind of corporate role in franchising. So I spent a lot of years launching 80 plus franchises a year and scaling them up very quickly. And then for the past number of years, I've kind of changed tactics and learned about digital marketing and run a digital marketing firm. And now I'm kind of blending the two together in an advising role.
I know a lot of people would say, university degrees are no longer important. I don't think that's the case, but what are your thoughts on that, balancing having a degree and also having some practical life experience?
I have read quite a bit about kind of the value of a degree in this day and age. And it's not totally obsolete, but it's certainly not as valuable as it was 25 years ago. I think school is going to catch up too. When I say school, I mean, I think the university system as it exists currently is going to shift dramatically, especially in the age of COVID, because you've got universities charging full tuition for Zoom classes. And so I think the model is going to necessarily break slightly because you can obviously up the number of students and lower the cost. Your overhead necessarily can be lower. And you can increase the class sizes. But beyond that, I think one of the important things to look at is that, and this kind of occurred to me when I was in school, is that if the majority of individuals your age have a very similar skill set to you, and that includes a university degree, a college degree, a tech degree, you need to be very careful of what else you're adding to differentiate yourself. And so, yeah, that's the big thing that I see. So if you think that you can go get a great degree and that's going to be the be all and end all, I think that you're mistaken. But that was the case 25 years ago. So it's shifted.
If you're someone who perhaps you're in your second year of university or you're just finishing your degree and you're trying to find things to do in this day and age where everyone is always screaming, go find your passion, go find out one thing that, really keeps you going. How do you balance approaching finding your passion, something you're passionate about, to also exploring a buffet of options to really understand what you can shake off? How do you manage both?
That's a good question. That's something I've been pondering for a while because I think there's a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure to answer the question when you're 21, 22, 25. What are you going to do for the rest of your life? What's your career? And the question is, I don't know, man. Like, stop asking me that question. What's important, especially in I would say your 20s for sure, is to test a few of those things. Go to the buffet and go, what might I like? Don't do it. And this is deliberate testing is important. Okay. It doesn't mean sitting at home and playing video games and going, well, I like video games. It means actively going out there and going, okay, I might want to be an engineer. How do I try that out in a small way? Can I call up some engineers and see if they'll let me do a job shadowing for a couple hours? Okay. Can I buy someone who's an engineer coffee and just ask them about their job? Can I read some engineering blogs? But do it deliberately, and look at the number of things that you might want to do. Okay, and do a little bit of testing. Reading an engineering textbook, I'm sorry, is not going to do that for you. I have a good friend who's an engineer, and he's like, I never ever used any of the math that I learned. Okay, I'm not saying it wasn't valuable in some aspect, but it wasn't a good indication of what the job was going to be like on a day-to-day basis.